Have you ever rushed through a task just to get it over with, only to deeply regret your careless work later? Sometimes, the things we build today become the reality we must live in tomorrow. Listen closely to this story about an old master builder, his final project, and a shocking twist that changed his perspective on life entirely. In a bustling town filled with noise and activity, there lived an old master carpenter named Elias. For over 40 years, Elias had built the most beautiful and sturdy houses in the entire region. His hands were rough and scarred, but his work was flawless. Everyone knew that if Elias built your home, it would stand strong for generations. One crisp autumn morning, Elias walked into his employer's office. His employer, an older gentleman named Arthur, had been a good boss and a loyal friend for many decades. Elias took a deep breath and announced that he was finally ready to retire. He wanted to leave the heavy lifting and long hours behind. He wished to spend his remaining years living a peaceful life with his beloved wife and his many grandchildren. He would miss the weekly paycheck, but his tired bones desperately needed the rest. Arthur was very sad to hear this news. Elias was his most talented and reliable worker. Before Elias could pack up his tools for good, Arthur made one final request. He asked Elias if he could build just one more house as a personal favor. Arthur promised that after this single project, Elias could retire in peace. Elias agreed, but as the days turned into weeks, it was very clear that his heart was no longer in his work. For the first time in his long career, he was completely distracted. He just wanted the job to be over so he could begin his retirement. Instead of carefully selecting the finest wood, he used whatever cheap materials were closest to him. Instead of measuring twice and cutting once, he rushed through every single step. The wooden joints were loose, the floors were slightly crooked, and the roof was poorly constructed. It was a tragic and disappointing way to end a lifetime of dedication and excellence. Finally, after 2 months of careless work, the house was finished. Elias called Arthur to the construction site to show him the completed project. Arthur walked around the property, looking quietly at the house. He did not say a word about the crooked windows or the cheap paint. Instead, Arthur turned to Elias with a wide, warm smile. He reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a shiny brass key. He took Elias by the hand and placed the front door key right into the carpenter's rough palm. "Elias," Arthur said softly, "you have been my best worker and a true friend for 40 years. This house is my parting gift to you. It is yours to keep forever." Elias stood frozen in absolute shock. A cold wave of deep regret washed over his entire body. He looked at the poorly built walls and the cheap wooden doors. If he had only known that he was building his very own house, he would have done it entirely differently. He would have used the finest materials and his absolute greatest skills. Now, because of his own rushed and careless choices, he had to live out his retirement in the worst house he had ever built. Now, let us learn 5 important vocabulary words from today's story to improve your English. Word number 1 is carpenter. A carpenter is a person who makes and repairs wooden objects and structures. Example sentence: the master carpenter built a beautiful wooden table for the dining room. Word number 2 is retire. Retire means to leave one's job and stop working, usually because of age. Example sentence: my grandfather plans to retire next year and travel the world. Word number 3 is regret. Regret is a feeling of sadness or disappointment over something that has happened or been done. Example sentence: he felt a deep sense of regret for speaking angrily to his best friend. Word number 4 is sturdy. Sturdy describes an object that is strongly and solidly built. Example sentence: We need a sturdy box to carry all these heavy books. Word number 5 is flawless. Flawless means without any blemishes or imperfections, completely perfect. Example sentence. Her performance in the piano concert was absolutely flawless. Now it's time to practice your speaking. Listen to the following 5 sentences from the story and repeat after me. Sentence number 1. Sometimes the things we build today become our reality tomorrow. Sometimes the things we build today become our reality tomorrow. Sentence number 2. He wanted to leave the heavy lifting and long hours behind. He wanted to leave the heavy lifting and long hours behind. Sentence number 3. Instead of carefully selecting the finest wood, he used cheap materials. Instead of carefully selecting the finest wood, he used cheap materials. Sentence number 4. This house is my parting gift to you. This house is my parting gift to you. Sentence number 5. If he had only known, he would have done it entirely differently. If he had only known, he would have done it entirely differently. Did you catch the powerful lesson in today's story? The moral message is that our daily choices build the life we have to live in tomorrow. If we rush through life and cut corners, we will eventually have to live in the house of our own mistakes. Always do your absolute best, even when you think no one is watching, because you are ultimately building your own future. Now, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever rushed a project or a task and regretted it later? What did you learn from that experience? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn English with more interesting tales, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I will see you in the next story.